9. Taiwan's secret military sites. Following an upgrade to the Google Earth platform, secret Taiwanese military outposts were mistakenly published online for all to see. The update exposed several of these military installations, including 3D reconstructions of Taipei, New Taipei, Taiwan, and Taichung. At least one military camp where Patriot missiles are allegedly stationed can be readily seen via Google Earth. Anyone may view the plan of this military complex, its exact position, building structures, and even missile launch points in crystal clear detail, thanks to the detailed 3D reconstructions. According to reports, the update has also disclosed Taiwan's National Security Bureau and Military Intelligence Bureau on the maps. Taiwanese Defense Minister Yen Tae-fa stated that the government has formed a task group that would collaborate with Google to ensure national security. The firm will be instructed to obscure the locations, while the military will operate on the ground to improve the concealment of its stations. Google works with nations all around the world to hide critical facilities from public view on its mapping services. In this case, a lapse has resulted in some of Taiwan's highly kept secrets becoming public. 8. Area 6. Area 6 is a little over 1 mile long and is located in the isolated Nevada National Security location, just 12 miles from Area 51. The facility was established in 2005 as a nuclear testing site, with a lengthy runway and circular base visible on Google Earth. It's unknown what it's now utilized for because the government has kept it concealed. Darwin Morgan, a spokesperson for the National Nuclear Security Administration, stated that Homeland Security utilizes it to test their sensors, and that they have good sensors capable of gathering data in less than a second before being annihilated. According to another report, the facility's objective was to test and produce unmanned aerial aircraft. Despite being questioned for years, the government officially recognized Area 51 in 2013. According to the warning signs that surround it, the base has severe security procedures that include shooting anyone on sight. 7. Yulin Naval Base. In recent years, the Chinese military has constructed a number of man-made islands and clandestine installations in a region of the South China Sea. Nobody understands what they're doing with the locations, but anyone who gets too close is suspiciously told to leave. In addition to these secretive sites, China is engaging in some extremely questionable behavior on its own soil at the Yulin Naval Base. Last year, satellite images revealed evidence of a nuclear-powered assault submarine entering a strange tunnel on Hainan Island, where the base sits deep underwater. The submarine was a Type 093 Shan-class assault submarine. According to Radio Free Asia's RFR Drake Long, 6 of them are known to exist and are meant to seek and destroy warships and other submarines. The other submersibles known to dock at the station were not visible at the time the photo was taken. According to an RFA report, the graphic indicates China's potential to wield significant control over the contentious South China Sea region. Because China owns Hainan Island, no other countries may challenge any suspicious activities that they observe there. Nonetheless, the US has been monitoring the facility for decades, and authorities have noted that the installation is strongly protected. The Chinese military began construction on the base in 2000, and apparently it's currently under development. What happens with the site remains to be seen. 6. Military in the desert. A Google Maps fan with keen eyes believes they've discovered a hidden military camp in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Photographs taken above Rui, Niger, near the Libyan border, reveal what seems to be a military installation, complete with buildings, a landing strip, vehicles, and a perimeter fence, all surrounded by landmines. Aerodrome Madama is a French military airfield located near a border town on Niger's northeastern border. It was once a French colonial fort that was built in 1931. It now operates as nothing more than a border checkpoint, regulating transit between Niger and Libya. The Niger Army has roughly 100 military soldiers from the 24th Interarms Battalion from Derkou on the scene. The Google Maps user was also correct regarding the landmines. The entire perimeter is guarded by barbed wire fencing and explosives. The French government revealed intentions to launch 50 French helicopters at the Madama between the 20th and 27th of December 2014 as part of the ongoing anti-insurgent Operation Barkhane. The Aerodrome Madama has a 4,265 feet laterite track with intentions to develop it. Therefore, the base is still operational today. 5. Mysterious shadow. Users of Google Maps have discovered a weird shadow at the bottom of a lake, prompting speculation that it may be an underwater military camp. The supposed facility is located in the depths of Pyramid Lake in Nevada and appears when online users zoom out. Investigators think the image is divided into 4 portions, each of which is different in length and is unrelated to the pyramid-shaped rock at the lake's end. The image was shared on Reddit, and a discussion ensued over what the form was and whether it had any purpose. There was speculation that it was a restricted underwater military station used for research. Others assumed it was merely an abandoned boat. The lake is bordered by mountains, beaches, and woods. According to reports, the lake was within arm's length of a military installation base, with a walkway connecting it to the lake. According to one Reddit user, there are other strange military outposts nearby, like the Naval Underwater Warfare Center in the midst of the desert. Strange. Records also imply that the location was utilized as a stand-in for the Sea of Galilee in the 1965 Bible-based film The Greatest Story Ever Told. Archaeologists think that people lived near the lake from 9500 BC onwards, and there is evidence that the location was utilized by them. So far, tools, weapons, clothes, food, and mummies have been uncovered near the mysterious lake. What do you think the mysterious shadow is? Tell us in the comments and hit subscribe while you're at it. 4. Agaliga. The modest, isolated Mauritian island of North Agaliga, located 697 miles north of Mauritius in the southwestern Indian Ocean, is presently a swarm of construction activity. In 2015, India wanted access to the islands in order to establish an aviation and naval staging station for surveillance of the southwest Indian Ocean, similar to facilities operated by other nations, such as the joint US-UK facility at Diego Garcia. Satellite photography indicates that massive airfield and port projects, estimated to be worth $87 million, are well advanced. When the most recent Google Earth photographs are compared to the same area as seen in 2014, a new 9,843 feet runway, capable of hosting the Indian Navy's new Boeing P-8I maritime patrol aircraft, and a significant apron overshadows the previous airport. India sees the new station as critical for easing air and surface marine patrols in the southwest Indian Ocean, as well as serving as an intelligence outpost. This new satellite picture shows the size and capabilities of this new complex. The project will include a new airport, port, logistics, and communication infrastructure, as well as any additional facility linked to the project. So far, both India and Mauritius have kept project information under wraps. The graphic depicts barracks and fields that may be utilized as parade grounds or sporting events at the runway's northern end. These photographs don't clearly reveal any signs of fuel storage facilities or communications and intelligence equipment like radars. Future imagery is likely to show such equipment and infrastructure. The island of North Agaliga is about 7 miles long and 0.9 miles wide, with a population of less than 300 people. It was completely isolated from the rest of the world until recently, with just a crew dock and a small airstrip appropriate for light aircraft. The Mauritius base will act as a key staging location for India's new P-8I fleet, which undertook its maiden joint patrol with France from neighboring Réunion. Following this, India signed an arrangement with Japan to have access to naval facilities in Djibouti. Agaliga will also make marine patrols over the Mozambique Channel easier, which is becoming a popular route for large commercial ships, notably oil tankers. The staging area will also allow the Indian Navy to monitor maritime routes around southern Africa, which now account for a large amount of China's energy imports. The island is also likely to be a good site for communications and electronic intelligence installations. 3. Russia's military base. It was claimed that Google purposefully enabled access to images showing Russia's strategic position. According to the Twitter account at Armed Forces UKR, which was previously quoted by the official Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, Google made apparent and evident alterations to unblur the images. This apparently enabled Google Maps to display Russia's military and key installations at a maximum resolution of around 0.5 meters per pixel. This prompted a social media frenzy, with a number of high-profile personalities flocking to Twitter to praise Google for allegedly making the adjustments. Lulia Mendel, Former spokesperson for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky wrote, "Google published on its maps all strategic and military objects of the Russian Federation. Google, thank you." However, Google has now denied making any changes to its settings, arguing that these pictures were always widely accessible from the start. "We haven't made any blurring modifications to our satellite images in Russia," a Google official stated. It is common for military sites throughout the world to look blurry in satellite pictures, or to be displayed in lesser resolution on Google Maps if they're classified. Independent fact-checkers argue that photographs of Russian submarines and military outposts could be found on Google long before the Ukraine war began. The images might not be recent at all. It's possible they haven't been updated in years, as is sometimes the case with satellite images. 2. Secret anti-satellite laser weapons. Russia began work to develop an anti-satellite weapon in 2011. The weapon's development has been plagued by setbacks throughout the last decade. However, new Google Earth pictures of the region suggest that building on Russia's anti-satellite weapon has officially commenced. The missile in question, known only as Kalina, was created by Russians to target foreign imaging satellites passing over Russian territory. The anti-satellite weapon is part of the Krona space surveillance complex operated by Russia's Ministry of Defense. That facility is located a few kilometers west of Zelenchukskaya. Furthermore, the weapon is near the Astrophysical Observatory of the Russian Academy of Sciences. Russia has utilized the facility to run a system that provides targeting data to Russian anti-satellite missiles using both radar and LiDAR. The initial concept for the complex was devised by the Russian government in the 1970s. It did not, however, become active until the early 2000s. Kalina will expand on the systems that Krona currently provides. In essence, Kalina is a technology that Russia intends to employ to disrupt foreign satellites traveling over Russian territory. 3 key sources provide evidence for this line of thought. First, according to a bank guarantee released online in January 2014, Kalina's objective was to establish a functional suppression of electro-optical systems utilizing solid-state lasers. Another document published online in 2017 included Kalina on a list of potential military projects. The anti-satellite weapon was classified as a space security complex in this paper. The word was used to categorize numerous additional anti-satellite systems in the text. Lastly, confirmation of Kalina's presence as a weapon can be seen in the NPK-SPP's annual report from 2013. This is because it's referred to as a laser system for electro-optical warfare. Evaluating Kalina's true potential is challenging, especially with so little data to go on. Thus far, however, the construction has made significant progress. At the facility, a new telescope dome has arisen, with the tunnel connecting it to the LiDAR building. The Space Review also points out that the structure is congruent with the scant information we know on Kalina. Finally, the true capability of Kalina as an anti-satellite weapon is unclear. We know Russia developed the weapon in 2011. And now the development is underway, it's feasible that Russia may use it in the future. Russia's continuing space missions have remained under wraps. 1. Stealth bomber. A US Air Force stealth bomber was spotted on Google Earth flying over a farm in Missouri, thrilling internet fans. A Google Earth image showed the $2 billion aircraft above a rural field, possibly that of a Missouri farmer, west of Kansas City, Missouri. It was also not far from Whiteman Air Force Base, which is around 20 miles south of the Google Earth sighting, and where the US Air Force's stealth bombers are located. The US Air Force has been flying the B-2 stealth bomber, which has a wingspan of 172 feet since 1993, with the first aircraft being named Spirit of Missouri. There's something spooky in the air, one local stated. If you ever have an opportunity to see one at an air show, it's almost quiet as it loops overhead. In addition, I've heard that there's a demanding and pricey post-flight check. Thanks for watching. What's the craziest thing you've seen on Google Earth? Let us know in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.